Hey, J.C Agajanian here, broker associate with eXp, top grossing agent with the Whissel Realty Group, summarizing for you the mastermind that the Fast Forward Network put together for us each week. Let's get straight into it.
Digging right into it. Today's Q&A/mastermind was another good one, and the two primary topics were interrelated, mostly dove into questions and conversations surrounding an ISA or inside sales agent, so someone to help you with phone calls, as well as scaling up, growing your business. And before we dove into that, Kyle Whissel actually just got back from the Elite Retreat with Tom Ferry and had some comments that he made. So we'll quickly talk about this and then we'll move into those other two topics. So one of the big takeaways that Kyle brought back from Vegas was the importance of short form video in the social media world. One of the things Tom Ferry told him to do was to hop on and actually record a reel. I think a lot of this information can actually be attributed to TikTok too, if that's what you're into, but the concept of reels in general, short form videos being really powerful because that's what Instagram and Facebook are looking for you to do. There was a couple main points of why a simple story when compared to a reel is going to get blown out of the water as far as views, impressions, and commentary and interactions with people when it's a reel as opposed to a simple story. And really the reason for all of that is because the reel is going to expose you to a larger audience beyond just the friends and people that you are connected with on Instagram. So the algorithm is going to take that and push it out, especially if it's got some traction. And so on day one, your first reel that you publish, you're going to get exponentially more views, impressions, and as a result, interactions because of that. So the reach is huge. And we actually had another conversation that stemmed off that as far as people that some of which were on the mastermind that we did, and some of which are just friends or other folks that we know that they're crushing in the real estate space, not necessarily people that you're going to see on stage with platforms and their speakers, and that's why they have this huge audience. They're just normal people with probably a few hundred to 1,000 followers that happen to do this thing really well. They're providing good content, and they're getting great results in the way of tangible results, meaning they're getting leads, they're getting referrals in other parts of the country, and it's mainly they're getting dollar bills from this silly thing on social media. So a couple handles for you to check out. At Neil Home, and it's NEELHOME. He got a huge shout out for the work he's doing on social media right now. Glenda Baker, who's big in the Tom Ferry organization as well, is crushing with her content. It's at just Glenda Baker as it sounds, G-L-E-N, I think it's two N's, G-L-E-N-N-D-A Baker. And then a guy out in Vegas named Greg.Las Vegas. And a woman who's actually on our call, I think she's in Atlanta, I can't remember, named Casey, but it's spelled CASE.Rutherford, RUTHERFORD. So those are some good handles you can check out to see what other people are doing to really capitalize on what basically Instagram and Facebook are trying to get you to do. So kind of figure out what they want you to do, take advantage of it, and take it to the bank. So that was kind of a good little intro. And then we moved to talking about ISA work. First of all, if you're not familiar, there's kind of two main categories of ISA work. So there's the typical outbound type ISA work where you hire someone, whether that's virtual and outside of your office, or preferably personal and inside your office, who is going to just hammer for sale by owners, expired calls, canceled, straight up circle dial cold calls. Those are more outbound type of ISA calls. And then there's another type of ISA work for more inbound work, and they're going to be the same type of people, whether in your office or out virtually or just maybe out somewhere else, that are calling and responding to marketing that you've already done. So what does that look like? You've got a PPC, pay-per-click ad on Google, or a Facebook ad, or if you've got open houses that you just came back and you've got 20 or 30 contacts that you need to put in your database. If you've got, OpCity or Zillow Flex or all these different agent portals that are out there, you know, wherever the lead comes in, it's already been created, and then you're kind of responding to that in order to nurture, follow up, and eventually warm up to conversations, appointments. Okay, so the heart of the question about this ISA work was really getting to the point that the purpose is to take that follow up, the nurture, all the conversations that take a lot of time and energy, and the conversion that needs to be done at a high level, to take that off either you as a solo agent off your shoulders, or if you are a team lead, off your agent's shoulders, so that the agent can actually focus on now business. Us realtors are usually really good at helping folks that are going to transact in the next 90 days, right? And for the most part, we have the rep of not being too good at those long-term nurtures. So that's really where an ISA department can come in and fill that gap, so that you can continue as the agent working either inside a team or on your own on those dollar productive activities, making those conversations that are going to lead to appointments, having those appointments and leading to committed clients, whether they're sellers or buyers, and then actually working the transactions. The long-term nurture and that conversion, in a lot of cases, can be best left to people that are only focusing on that. They're not worried about all the other stuff we do as real estate agents. Let's see here. As we move forward, a lot of the other conversation was related because ISA is a topic that can help you scale your business. But then we kind of moved on to just more of a topic in general. This is more specific to people who are maybe doing $5, $10, $15 million in production and want to move it to 20, 30, 40, $50 million in production. These are big jumps, and it takes a different mindset and it takes different activities as well. And the biggest thing that we talked about as far as scaling your business for people that are maybe stuck in a rut, maybe you're selling 15, 20 homes every year, but you haven't been able to jump up to 25 or 30 or even 40. Well, if you haven't already got an assistant, you are the assistant. So the idea that was kind of overwhelming, a lot of people chimed in, was, listen, if you don't already have an admin, you need to get one. It's scary, it costs money, but you need to just get over that. Brace for it, prepare for it, do whatever you have to do, but get over the hump and get to that step. You as the agent, whether you're on a team and need an assistant, or you are, you know, independent and looking to build a team in the future or just grow your business, need to take a lot of the busy work off your plate and focus on, again, on that dollar productive activity. So how do you do it? How do we come up with a job description for an admin assistant when I've never had one before? I went through that myself. I was in that position years ago, and I frankly put the job of hiring an assistant off for a long time. I didn't want to commit to the salary. It was expensive, didn't exactly know what I was going to have them do, all that thing. That being said, I did know for probably 3 or 4 years I needed an assistant and just dealt with it and didn't get one. Part of that is being a control freak. If that's you, address it, figure it out. And part of it is maybe being uncertain of the future, knowing if you're going to pay for it. There's a lot of concerns about it. But what got you here won't get you there, right? So that much we know. We are going to have to continually change, both physically with what we're doing inside our business and mentally how we think about our business and what we're doing. So how do we figure it out? What's the first move? Kyle Whissel actually chimed in and had a great exercise that I did myself years ago, and I've heard him tell here within the office numerous times over and over, and I was kind of waiting for him to chime in and do that, and he did actually speak up towards the end of the conversation and say, hey, if you're having trouble figuring out what that assistant role is going to look like, you don't need to go buy a book or check out a webinar or do anything else. It's a very simple, we call it the red light, yellow light, green light exercise. And so basically you have to be a little bit disciplined, and it's going to take a lot of effort. And if you're not already doing this, it opens up the conversation to a whole nother topic, which is your time management and your calendar. But the advice given was for a solid week straight. I recommend more than that. Log every 15-minute block, that every activity you do, whether it's shooting the shit at the water cooler with your coworkers, or whether it is making phone calls, prepping for open house, everything you do inside a week, and like I said, weeks change from time to time, so I say you need to do more than 1 week, log them all, every 15-minute window. At the end, you're going to have a big list of all the activities you're doing. And it's real easy. The first step, anything that you are going to determine to be $50 per hour activity or less, that needs to go in that lower tier. That's going to be the red column. And we're going to get highlighters out. Red highlighter, yellow highlighter, green highlighter. Everything that's $50 per hour activity or less, you need to read that out, because you are expected to be making more than that. And as an active agent doing a decent amount of business, you are worth more than that. So that goes red. Next, now, if it's over $50 per hour and you love doing it, that's an automatic green. That's going to stay on your plate. If it's over $50 an hour, but it's just something you really hate, go ahead and red that out. And then everything else that you're not quite sure about, that's going to go in the yellow. And that everything you've got that's red after going through all this exercise, that's your job description. That's the first set of tasks that you're going to have your admin do on a weekly and monthly and yearly basis as you move forward. Then you can scale. If there's more time, you can pull some of those yellows down. If new things come up, you can add them in there, but at least you've got something to start with and something to give a prospective hire an outline of this is your expectations on a weekly basis. So scaling up, leverage is what it comes down to, right? Hiring an admin assistant, whatever you're going to do, leverage is the only way we're going to be able to get more out of our time and out of ourselves and do more activities, give ourselves more time with our families, make more money. All that stuff requires leverage. And this is the first way to really take advantage of that. Get somebody in there that you can train up to do those red and some of those yellow activities, and then grow from there. So that's it. I hope you like what we had to say here. Of course, as always, if you're interested in getting an introduction to participate in these masterminds directly instead of getting the recap, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to hook you up. Talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks for checking out the video. I hope you found it valuable and that there's something in there that you can implement into your business today. If you'd like more information, I'd love to be a resource for you. I'd also love to connect you with the mastermind directly if you'd rather see that instead of catching my recaps. And if you're interested in joining the Fast Forward Network, DM me here and I'll hook you up. Talk to you soon.